Good afternoon, dear partners. Extremely happy to be here and have this very important webinar with you. Started a little bit later. Just wanted to make sure as many people as possible could join up and see and get a lot of information off of this webinar. So if you were here, if you were with us this morning, or maybe some of your colleagues, I made quite a bit of few announcements. So I'm really happy to get into it this afternoon with everyone. So I just want to present myself, Steve Noel, VP of Microsoft Sales and Development, or I like to say enablement. And what I like to say about myself is, I want to make sure that you're successful selling, deploying, supporting, administrating Microsoft-based solutions. And it's my job to make sure that we're both of us, both this partnership that we have is as profitable as possible. And today, what I'd like to discuss with you is how to benefit from the new Microsoft promotions and announcements. So, if some of you are not aware, right now Microsoft is having one of its biggest conferences of the year, Microsoft Ignite. Anybody registered, maybe by show of hand, or if you type into the if you type into the river there, if you're aware, if you're registered, see Anis as well, as well you should. Okay, excellent. So nobody else? Travis, Jeffrey, Bob, Carl, Shane, Michael, nobody's registered to. All right, so what you want to do is, okay, Jeffrey, you're registered. That's good. You want to be registered. And at the end of the presentation, I'm going to be talking and singling out very specific sessions I think that you might benefit in. But there's so much information, and I saw some crazy stuff from Microsoft being, revealed. So I can't wait to delve into that and learn more. The sessions are half an hour to 45 minutes, but very for the most cases very entertaining. So today's discussion, we're going to talk about some of the benefits and some of the promotions and announcements that Microsoft has made. Not necessarily this week. I think a lot of it was made on the 14th of November, which was 7 days ago, a week ago exactly. So interesting news. I think that there's a bunch of opportunities. It's just understanding how to how to take advantage of these opportunities. Every year, it's been I've been with IT Cloud for 6 years now, and I'm going on my seventh year. We've been at the Resellers Choice Awards, brought to us by I think it's ECN News, which is one of the biggest IT media firms in Canada. And we've had the opportunity, and I've actually went there multiple times, and I've actually met some of you, some of the partners that are here. I've actually met at this Reseller Choice Award, and just some amazing time. And one thing that we really appreciate is the fact that at this particular event, where we've got our partners that have actually voted for us, and we're asking you to do the same this year. And you guys always make sure that we represent and we show there, and we're winners. So again, this year, best cloud SaaS distributor, top 10 cloud vendor, industry event, the App Direct Thrive Conference, and actually best people. So these are some of the categories we're in. And I would encourage you, and I'd be more than encourage you. I would actually ask you if you guys could go out and vote for us. We're extremely happy to work with you, and we want to continue to showcase that we're some of the best in the business at what we're doing. And specifically, I'd like to single out two people: Al Aron, which is just amazing, uh, partner account executive that's been with us a little more than 6 months now, and that has been doing great things, recruiting new partners, having amazing conversations with partners, helping them grow their business. And Laura Prefontaine, our VP Partner Channel, our Chief, Best Channel Chief. Um, no, most of you probably know Laura. She's been putting in the hours and the time, and she was working with partners at growing this, this channel and making sure that everybody's successful in it. And if you can take a few moments and go out there and vote for us, that'd be greatly appreciated. And yes, we love winning these awards, and we love telling our partners, hey, listen, you should be confident in working with us because we're not only do we walk the walk, we talk the talk. We talk. Not only do we talk the talk, we walk the walk as well. If you hadn't had the opportunity to register to our Copilot Champion community, this is something you need to do right now, this moment, this second. We actually have a thriving community. Try new posts and publications and news. We're doing every single day. We have those, Copilot Fridays where we do demos. Um, and if you haven't registered, you get access to exclusive content. This week, I've actually put in our yeah, actually last week I put in like a big folder full of information that you can share with your customers and even do training and marketing on Copilot. And I'm going to, by the end of the day, I'm going to share some new resources as well. So just want to make sure that everybody's as successful as possible selling Copilot. And in the community, we have even more stuff than just the presentations and the learnings that you guys engage with us. We also have contests. And, I want to know if you haven't registered to participate in the contest, it's super easy. You go in the community, there's a simple form. All we're requesting from you, very simple, is, if you sold Copilot, what was it about, and what was the impact of selling Copilot? I think it's like just 5 questions. Super easy. We made it as simple as possible because we want to be able to get, a lot of candidates that want to go for the contest because we want to be able to share some of your success stories with Microsoft. When this happens, when you have a terrific story, it doesn't have all to be all that great, but I mean, if you've got a good story to tell, you're gonna have visibility from Microsoft. Microsoft is going to showcase you some of their stories. I've actually been in situations where Microsoft's actually created videos that they shared, for you and your customers. So a tremendous way to actually put your business front and centered and show that you guys are, successful selling, implementing, securing, administering, and training on Copilot. So please register in the Copilot community if it's not done already. If it's done, sorry about that, and you haven't had the opportunity to register for the contest, please do so. We actually have $100 prize and another, if I'm not mistaken, another two other $25 prizes as well. So Anis has been bugging me so that I give him the 25 and the $100 bill so he can spend on Black Friday. I've been telling him, no, this is for partners. So let's just keep this money there. So, okay, so how can I share the registration link for Copilot Community? It'll be my pleasure to do so. Just give me a few seconds, I'll find it and we'll share it with you. Meanwhile, one of the things you can do is also take a picture of use your cell phone to be able to do so. I will find it during the call and I'll do that and make sure that you're able to register. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to try to do two things at the same time. Apparently, men are not supposed to be able to do that, but I'll figure it out. So um, so let's get into the breadth of the subject and let's get into some really important stuff here and get to what's serious. So a few announcements. If you're not aware, um, Microsoft has an amazing getting started offer on Copilot, and it's been available since September 1st, right? So September 1st, what's that offer about? You're able to get 15% off of Copilot if you purchase 10 licenses or more. and it actually to be exact between 10 to 300 licenses. So one important information to note, I don't suggest just selling Copilot. I think obviously it's a great, amazing product, and I am literally using it every day. And if you don't believe me, ask anybody that actually receives emails from myself on a regular basis, or if I'm using Teams, or I'm using this, and I absolutely love it. But one thing I need to say is that if I'm a partner, and I am a partner to a certain extent, is if I'm going to be offering Copilot, I want it to be in terms of an offer, right? Not only just sell the licenses, but sell your services around it. What are the type of services that you want? You might want to do a security assessment or a security posture where you're going to be describing and telling your customers what they need to do to put Copilot in place. Then you might want to have, a 2.5 hour training to give to your customers once they've onboarded. And I'm going to give you a little secret. Although I can give you the document so you can actually, the PowerPoint, and you can actually do the workshop yourself, but Microsoft offers that service for free. Not only can they go and listen to some on-demand training or some previously scheduled, or schedule in the future training, if those are readily available, but you can also schedule some time with a Microsoft specialist for your customer, include that in your offer at no extra charge, and make money off of that whole offering, and also offer these 10 licenses. So it's an amazing way to actually go and drum up some business and leverage this. And I'm going to talk about an amazing offer that is on top of that now. There's also the SharePoint Advanced Management tool. If you're familiar with what was released, it's been a while. It was the SharePoint Restricted Search. So SharePoint Restricted Search obviously is great, but if you want to go even further, what you want to do really is you want to do and use SharePoint Restricted Search, right? So I'm sorry, SharePoint Advanced Management. Now, SharePoint Advanced Management is going to give you more and enhanced security features so you can protect your customers' data. It's going to make sure that as you're implementing and deploying Copilot, you're even more comfortable with that. So that's amazing, and obviously very easy to use. Now, simple, well, not it's not a disclaimer, but just wanted to let you know this is a brand new feature, right? So if you're calling our support department and you're asking them, hey, how can I configure that? This is something that they're learning on how to use. They might have to get back to you for a specific configuration. I know you've had some conversation around that. Give or take, a couple of weeks, I'm sure they're going to be really good at it. But right now, your mileage may vary depending on who you talk to on support. But listen, it's an amazing offer. It's included within your Copilot licenses. Unlocks that SharePoint Advanced Management. Now, with the big announcement this week, it actually was last week, it's the annual commitment monthly billing that is now available to Copilot. This is one of the most requested feature from Copilot, and you guys have been asking for it. We've been asking for it, and it's been available. It's going to be available December 1st. So you're going to be able to sell Copilot on an annual commitment and on monthly billing, and you're going to be able to combine that with the 15% promo or savings for the next 12 months between 10 to 300 seats. You're going to get 15% off, and that's starting December 1st. And somebody was asking today, when in chat, can we do a Copilot promo, for Black Friday? I says, here's your Copilot promotion for Black Friday. That's it. Listen, you're able to pay Copilot monthly, and you're getting 15% off if you sell 10 or more licenses to one customer. And the 15% savings, they'll last throughout the year. So if they want to add 10, 15, 20, 25 licenses, whatever, all the way up to 300, they will still have that same amazing price. So you want to lock in and have the opportunity to. Oh, this is in French. Sorry about that. I didn't. I didn't change this. But I just want to say, most important thing on that is to understand that you want to make sure that if you have any customers that are price conscious, um, you can combine the promo, the monthly, the code terms for deals that are 10 seat and up, and for the next 41 days. Now, they're saying 41 days. I don't know why they're saying 41 days, because if you want to combine the monthly promo, it'll happen on December. It's going to be December 1st all the way up to December 31st. So essentially 31 days. So it's a typo. So I'm going to fix that. Sorry about that. But for essentially a month, you're going to be able to do that. Something that's very important, I didn't mention this, and I think it's very important to actually talk about this. So on December 1st, one of the things that's going to happen is Microsoft is going to introduce a new, how can I say that, price increase in the annual commitment with monthly billing. So if if you remember correctly, if you're doing month to month billing, it's 20% more. And if you remember, if you did annual, so the P1Y, which is paid upfront, well, what happens is that the P1Y paid upfront, you just pay upfront for your annual commitment. But you could also do annual monthly, which was your annual commitment but paid monthly. Microsoft has introduced a 5% increase if you do annual to monthly. And I'm going to explain that in a couple of slides, but that will be the case for Copilot as of December 1st. So your net rebate or savings are going to be around 10% if you purchase obviously 10 licenses or more. But you're able to pay and have your customers buy Copilot on the monthly billing. So I think that's excellent that you don't have to pay. So think about it this way: if you have customers that want to jump into Copilot or that are super interested, just go ahead and add 10 licenses at a minimum, and you're going to be able to take advantage of 15% off there. Another exciting offer: you have big customers that they don't have business premium. They might have they don't have business premium because their business premium is no longer available for them because they've surpassed the business premium threshold of 300. And you've talked about them getting an ME5, or maybe business premium is not as sophisticated as you need it to be, right? So you want to get the best suite that you can get with some AI security stuff and the best productivity, and as well as there's some Teams phones integration that you can have because you get Team Standard with the ME5 SKU. So, you can get 15% off, and there's no minimum number of licenses, and it's available throughout the term. So you can sign up your customers with an ME5, the best of breed security, the best that Microsoft has to offer in terms of a SKU at 15% off. And maybe you'll tell me, Steve, this SKU is expensive. It's not cheap, but surprisingly enough, we have a lot of customers, a lot of partners that say they need ME5 because they're looking for that level of security, and that's what their customers looking for. And you can get that at a very good price now, 15% off, starting January 1st all the way up to June 30th, 2025. Now, well, I guess the most though, as the discussion that Microsoft wants me to break to you. Um, Not necessarily super surprised with what we've seen throughout the years with some of the changes in pricing, but there's a pricing change in effect by Microsoft starting, April 1st next year, 2025. There's going to be a price increase at the annual monthly prices. So it's going to be 5% more expensive. So I just want to reiterate so that everybody understands and is going to be able to have that conversation with the customer when the time comes. So number one, so there's P1Y, which is, yearly pricing, right? It's yearly commitment and upfront pricing. That doesn't change, right? It's annual. And then you have month to month pricing, right? The month to month pricing is a monthly commitment and you pay, it's a monthly commitment and you pay monthly, right? That's 20% more expensive than the annual, right? But there's also the annual monthly. And previous to April 1st, 2025, the annual monthly pricing was the same price as the annual. And as of April 1st, it's going to be 5% more expensive. And, as of December 1st, it'll be the case for Copilot. But as April 1st turns around, it's going to be the same for every single SKU, as far as I understand from Microsoft and what we're going to see here. So, if you want to, if you want to make sure that you keep this pricing, one of the things that Microsoft is talks about, is that hey, understand that it's a different way of doing things, right? Obviously, the annual is you pay up front. So usually what they do is they give you a better price because you've actually paid the subscription up front. And then the annual monthly is a little bit more expensive, a few dollars more, 5% more, and you get the opportunity to get the annual monthly. And when you do monthly, that flexibility has a cost. So that's where it's at right now. And you can see these changes to the annual subscriptions with monthly billing, whether we're speaking about M365, the business SKUs, enterprise mobility, Windows 365, the Dynamics, the Power Platform, and other online services. My understanding is pretty much everything under the sun is going to be, impacted in the annual subscription with the monthly billing. Now, there's no price increase in the annual, and there's no price increase in the monthly. We're specifically talking about the annual um, monthly, right? So the annual monthly. So a few things to remember. Number one, make sure that you review your customers' data in advance to make sure that they're using the proper billing cycle that makes them more comfortable with. What do I mean by that? A customer might have, the cash flow to save their 5%. So they might say, hey, from now on, let's go annual, right? And pay up front and pay the 5%. A customer might say, hey, listen, I'd rather keep the money in my pocket or in my bank account and, pay on an annual monthly. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but, I'm going to get the advantage of being able to pay, having an annual term and, monthly billing. And some customers that might need the flexibility for some users, for most users, or for all users, and they might decide to pay the 20% extra, and they can get out of the contract whenever they want to, right? So just let's make sure that we have that conversation with the customer. Number two, you can leverage a price increase for opportunities as renewals are ahead of April 1st. So a few things, right? So you can lock in the current pricing, right? Make sure that before April 1st that you have your customers renew so they can, because the price increase won't happen on April 1st. It will happen at the renewal of your customer's subscription. So if your customer is renewing it on March 1st, they get another year before they actually get hit with the 5% increase. So let's make sure that you get these renewal. And if you have the opportunity to upsell to other suites, do it at that time before. Because if you do it before April 1st, again, they'll enjoy the same pricing as this year for another year. So I think it's good to actually have the conversation. And obviously, you want to do this in a light, positive way, explain to the customer exactly, what, they were getting an awesome deal before because they were getting annual. upfront and annual monthly at the same price, and now Microsoft has changed and it's just a little bit more expensive. Obviously, Microsoft is not the bank, so if you're going to be financing you for that solution, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. So let's just keep this positive, light, and let's just make sure that our customers understand what needs to happen so that we don't lose any customers in the process, right? Just having got good conversations. So another thing that you might not be aware of, but I think that a lot of the partners are aware of that, is the fact that Teams is getting discontinued in the enterprise suites, right? If you're talking about when I'm talking about enterprise suites, I'm talking about the Office 365, E3, and E5 SKU, or the Microsoft 365, E3, and E5 SKUs, right? So what do I mean by it's getting discontinued? Now, Microsoft is grandfathering anyone that actually has the E3 or ME3 or ME5 or E5 SKUs, right? So they're grandfathering you in. So you want to make sure that you keep that subscription alive so that it includes Teams. If you're not able to do that and you purchase a new subscription of Microsoft 365 or Office 365 Suite after April 1st, it won't include Teams anymore. Because right now you still have the choice to do so. And once you do that, if they want Teams, it's an add-on that needs it, and it's a little bit more expensive than what you have right now. So make sure that if you need to purchase it for your customers, you buy it while it's still included. And if your customers have it and they don't want to lose that grandfather clause, at least they need to keep one license active so that they can always use and continue leveraging that opportunity, or else they're not going to be able to keep having those rights of having Teams included into enterprise suites. If you need to have a little background information on what happened exactly, is in the EU and Europe, they decided that it was unlawful, or on, well, not unlawful, but in terms of Microsoft monopoly. And then you had the Zoom and you had the Slacks and all these other technologies, and Microsoft included Teams at no extra charge, kind of the way that Internet Explorer. Remember, if you've been old enough in this business, I did, is when how they included Internet Explorer, they essentially killed off Netscape, yeah, which was charged for the application and so on and so forth for the enterprise. But because of that, they've actually unbundled Teams, the EU, and they've actually decided not only to do it in Europe, to do it also in North America. So that's kind of the way it goes. So if you don't use, or if you don't have access to this, and you want to be grandfathered into that, make sure you take advantage of that before it's off the table, and then you can access this. So for opportunities for renewals, let's make sure that as we're moving into the next year, and we have a bunch of people that are on NCE that we moved around this time in the past few years ago, that we're maintaining the revenue, we're upselling if we need to upsell, and we're looking to have that conversation because big changes are coming. We want to make sure that we attach Copilot. Yes, it's big. There's a lot of interest. There's a lot of, I'm talking to my friends, which are project managers, which are lawyers, which are, which are VPs and businesses, and everybody. The talk of the town is: are you using either Copilot or the paid versions of ChatGPT? What are you using at the office, and how much time is it saving you? So all these people, I'm talking to a bunch of people around me, and they all have Copilot licenses, but they're like in the enterprise segment, right? Or the big, big corporations. That being said, and the SMBs and the SMEs, same thing. You know, they want to be more efficient, and they actually need to be more efficient because they have less people. And this is an excellent opportunity to actually upsell Microsoft Copilot with the 15% off for 10 licenses or more. I think that we're going to see a boom in December because you're going to be able to get these licenses at a monthly price. And if you get 10 licenses, they're going to be paying like essentially 10% less and on a monthly basis. So they're going to get the tool and make sure that they're going to be able to return the ROI on the very first month because it's only going to be like $36, $37 when you really think about it. So upsell the premium. Yeah, if you need to get your customers ready and to put them in the right platform in terms of security, whether we're speaking about business premium, Microsoft Enterprise, Microsoft 365 E3 and E5, again, selling the best secure productivity solution that's available in the market. And if they don't have the right solution in terms of uh, you know, the right SKUs, make sure that they get into the right SKUs to be able to do so. If you have a hard time conveying that information, you need help, you've got your account manager, reach out to partners at itcloud.ca. If you're not aware of your account manager, he's going to help you out, give you all the proper document. If you're not in the Copilot community where I share all these documents, myself and Anis, you can go directly in the meeting chat. I've actually, put in there the um, sorry, the link so that you can register and be a part of the Copilot community and have access to a bunch of resources. Because I can't put everything that we're putting inside of the IT Cloud portal. I would completely flood it. Some of these resources are several hundred gigs, and I'd get into trouble. I'm sorry, megs, and goes up to gigs as well in terms of resources. So, what are the opportunities here, right? So you've got your the different offers, right? The E3 15% off, um, off an annual term. E3 10% off. You get Copilot 15% off. You get some Dynamics 10% off. You get an E1 Plus licenses, and then there's Office E1 that actually I forgot to remove that. That's not for our market. But then you've got all the readiness material that's available. So really good and great stuff that's available. The deck is going to be on your IT Cloud portal, so you're going to have access to that. So, what are the additional, go-to-market resources that you have? Well, the one thing I always like to discuss is the opportunity to do and deliver CSP briefings. Why it's an opportunity? If you have between 3 and 19 customers, Microsoft will literally pay you 1,500 US to deliver a presentations to these customers. And then you'll ask, Steve, do nonprofit customers count? Yes, you can have up to 2 nonprofit customers. And if you have more than 20 customers, no problem. You get $2,500 US. So in Canadian money, that is, what is that? $10,000 Canadian. I'm just joking, obviously, but anywhere north of $4,000 to be able to get that. And we can accompany, give you all the resources available to be able to do that. And you've got the promos, so you have everything that's needed. You've got the campaigns in the box. You have the Copilot immersion experiences to be able to do great demos and great tools. Leverage us as your partner. Talk to your IT Cloud account manager. Talk to your Microsoft specialist. I've got a tremendous team. If you don't know them, I've got Anis, I've got Sebastien, I've got Sylvain. We also have Majida helping you go through the program. So we've had tons of people actually helping you grow your Microsoft business. And last but not least, in terms of information that I want to convey, hey, go and check out Microsoft Ignite. It's available. There's tons of really great sessions that'll help you better understand what's coming, what's going to be available, what's available today, to have compelling conversations. Microsoft's plan with Copilot is transforming the way that we work and understanding how you can get things such as agents to be able to, do stuff for us. I've actually saw two really compelling, I didn't get to see the presentations, but I saw snippets of some presentations about two interesting Copilot agents. One is an agent that is a meeting facilitator that will take notes, that will, send copies of, the meeting notes to the people that were assisted the meeting, will answer your questions on the meeting, that will also send you your tasks, for the meeting and make sure that everything is running smoothly. So I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to use it. But the other thing also I saw is an agent for planner. So literally like your own AI project manager, right? Making sure that things are on track, doing follow-ups, so we're literally talking about employees almost, or certain, well, maybe not an employee, but an agent, AI acting and doing like a business function and being able how to create these things. So what's really interesting is that not only can you listen to that now, but if you're, registered to the Copilot community, and there you're going to see a lot of these presentations, and we're going to IT cloud them. So we're going to personalize to your market. Maybe sometimes Microsoft stuff is a little too enterprising, but yes, go ahead and register and listen to some of these sessions. And for sure, I'm going to be watching them myself. Obviously, some of them it'll take a few minutes to do so, but I think it's well worth it so that we can have compelling conversations with our customers. Book a call. Listen, you want to talk to one of our specialists, or you want to discuss, Azure Virtual Desktop. You want to have conversations around what are our training offerings for what are CSP briefings, if you want to have conversations around Copilot and see how you can improve and get your customers in that. And I also migrations and things like that. You've got access to your Microsoft specialists. We have many of them, and they can help you. They're technical, they understand the Microsoft programs, and they want to help you grow and build your business. You also have access to our YouTube channel. Just go and YouTube IT Cloud. The webinars such as this webinar is going to be available on the YouTube channel, previous ones as well, and also some of the Anis's training and some of my trainings on Copilot are directly available on YouTube itself. And if you like what you have, the webinar that I've presented, and if you even if you don't like it, let us know. Maybe you have other ideas of webinars we should be giving, or maybe you have some points and tips and saying, "Hey, Steve, you need to ramp up on this, or we need to get, more information. We need you guys to be better at what you're doing." We welcome um, you know, we welcome the feedback so that we get better, and we definitely want you guys to continue to progress. And if you guys have anything to say or share with us, would be extremely happy. If all you want to say is, "Hey, excellent, great job, I love the webinar," I'll appreciate that as well. Take that to my boss, and maybe I use this as a negotiating tip, a negotiating chip, so I can get a promotion, or maybe just a raise. So thank you very much. If you want to reach out and you want to talk to me, ask any questions, you can reach me at snoel at itcloud.ca. I'll do my best, and I'll figure out how and what I can do to help you. So I don't know if I didn't look in the chat. Any questions? Any comments? Was I clear? Obviously, Microsoft is doing some changes in the pricing. So, we're telling you now, but obviously we're going to be sharing a lot more on this information as we get closer and closer to the time frame. So I'm in Travis's typing. So let's see, putting him on the spot there. Can you confirm that annual subscription monthly billing that renews before April 1st will not be affected by the price increase? I can confirm absolutely, Travis. Not for this year, but until the renewal. Yes, that's kind of the way that Microsoft has been doing it. If your subscription is renews before April 1st, you're not going to be affected for the price increase for for that term there. And don't forget that the annual subscription monthly billing will be in effect for Copilot as of December 1st. So it'll be implemented in Copilot December 1st, and for the rest of the SKUs as of April 1st. Just want to make sure that it's clear for everyone. All right, excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time. For the people that I, hadn't had the opportunity to, I don't, which I won't have the opportunity to speak to towards the end of the week. Have an excellent weekend and have an excellent rest of the day. So, talk to you soon. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.